Ah, fandoms. A tale as old as time, dating back to the stories of Sherlock Holmes, bringing us to ask the questions of today. Naruto or Sasuke? Subs or dubs? And how much inflation is too much on Sonic? I'm not going to touch that. I'm going to instead talk about a particular fandom that I am a part of. And if you know me, you're already moaning, groaning, rolling eyes about the next two words I'm about to say. Yes. One Piece. I know. Get over it. The questions that have been given to me or the fandom at large is it mid? Is it too long? Or is it really political? No, and yes. Duh. But it's taken me years to get to those answers myself. And just because I love One Piece doesn't mean that I don't like things about it. There's some flaws for sure, and with any medium of art there can be critique, but I'm not going to get a critique from a Naruto fan that's just going to keep calling it mid-piece and not even get past the grand line. I've done my time. I've paid my respects. I get to complain about some things here and there, okay? Now I must confess, I was one of those haters. I didn't think that I would ever, at the time, watch a little under 1,000 episodes just to catch up to this piece of anime. And, it was beyond me. It's actually crazy that I would ever do such a thing. But I found myself one April afternoon with a lot of time on my hand. Pandemic. And I just said, why the hell not? Give it a shot. What's all the hoopla about? And before I knew it, I was in Wano. I was caught up. Now, with my background in place, I'm here to talk about some things that I didn't much care for, and at the end, some things I absolutely love. I will be going on rants, and there will definitely be some spoilers, okay? So just warning you now, spoilers. I absolutely hated Usopp. Boy, was I mad at him when he was on screen, and I'm like, what is this guy gonna do? Zoro with his swords, Sanji kicking ass, Nami stealing left and right, and then you have Luffy with his devil fruit. And then Usopp comes around and is like, pow! A rubber band of doom and shit. Like, yes, it's funny, but like, this guy totally sucks. And, I didn't see anything past that he was afraid. And I think the thing that got me really mad was that, like, it seemed like he caught some bravery here and there. And then all of a sudden, he was back to, just Usopp. Just Usopp being scared all the time. And I don't think I really appreciated it until Dressrosa. And, it's a big part where he becomes God Usopp, right? And to me, though, it was beyond that. It kind of was like the last, like, chisel of a stonemaker, like, breaking through to me that it's not just Usopp, being brave eventually, and just that's his character arc. He's not scared, and now he's brave, and all of a sudden, no. It's that even though he was scared, he was still there fighting with them. Yes, he ran away, but he'd still fight, He's still battling guys that are, on par with beating just any old regular man. And Usopp is that, in fact, was just a regular guy. But in the face of that, just being a regular guy, nothing crazy, no bio enhancements or anything like that, he was still fighting and being a great sniper, being a great contributor to the team. And him being scared is still part of him, but him persevering past it was what made him great. I think it took me, 600 episodes to figure that out. So, like, I can look back now and think, holy shit, that was fucking great. Anything that Usopp did, especially in Ain's Lobby, and even in the Walk to Arlong, he still fought fishmen that that nobody else could do, but he did. It's still pretty great. Another character that I just did not like at the first glance was Frankie, and it's for a stupid reason too. I didn't like Frankie because he was a cyborg. it kind of like pushed my belief beyond what it needed to be. Like, a cyborg in this pirate flick? I don't think so. This is one ship too far for me. Disbelief has been, unsuspended. This is stupid. Yes to the rubber man. No to the metal man. Like I don't know why. I'm just like, oh, come on. He can swim, man. He's got powers. This is ridiculous. Frankie became and is now my top straw hat at this point. Like, his comedic presence kind of matched with his seriousness. It's so good, so great. Especially in Dressrosa, his fight with Senor Pink. Oof. Wow. Good shit, dude. And that's the characters I hated at some point. Listen, I'm gonna say this one more time. Spoilers, because sometimes one's not enough. The concept of death in One Piece. It felt like Oda picked and choose. As the writer, you get to, but like, which characters are dead and which characters are kind of faux dead. They come back just to do X, Y, and Z to help the plot along. And for a bit, it was like, I think the first one, and this is where it began, and I'm just saying the island, Alabasta. Pell should have died. Like, Crocodile had a bomb that was going to blow up this whole city, and then instead he takes out a bird. But not really. What's the point of the bomb? It was useless. Like, I don't get it. Because I'm thinking like, it's a show, it's a cartoon. That's bound to happen. You're gonna have the idea of death and sacrifice is there, but they come back, and that's really cool. But then they go and just kill Ace. Like I said, spoilers. Anyways, they fucking kills Ace. Not coming back. You watch his VV card, yell at me in the comments, and just burn up in front of Luffy's face. Like, Luffy spent 2 arcs. I'm gonna save Ace. I'm gonna save Ace. And Ace gets killed. He gets fucking hole punched. Okay. And I was like, I really like this character. This character's really cool. It didn't matter. He's dead. And I think that I'm, now that I don't have a problem with it, but at the time I was just like, this is weird. And then they kind of shoehorned Sabo into the backstory and then kill Sabo. But then, like, later on, Sabo's actually alive. Like, come on, what are we doing here? Like they kill a really cool character. And they're like, you know what? Another other brother for Luffy. Yeah, that's gonna work out real nice. I didn't get it. And to be honest, like, I'm not a fan of Sabo. Sabo's really cool, but like, I haven't seen much of what Sabo's been doing. So I think later on, when I actually kind of catch up, or Sabo does something cool, I might appreciate Sabo more. But like right now, why? Someone I was okay not being dead. And because I was anime only, I fully thought Bon Clay was dead. And me and my friend were having hypotheticals, like, who would you bring back in the One Piece universe? Like, Corazon or Bon Clay. And, that's null and void now, because Bon Clay's alive. In the manga, there is a cover art of Bon Clay being alive and impaled down, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you're gonna tell me that I spent real human tears and real grievance and sadness and for this character that's not actually dead, and the only reason I didn't know was because I don't read the manga. The only reason I found out was because I watched Film Red, and there was a little still of that panel, and I'm like, what is that doing there? And I'm gonna tear up just thinking about it, but like, blew my fucking mind that my fucking queen, Bon Clay, was Mr. 2, was still alive. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. You know, it's the tiny little things. This is gonna make me sound like a hypocrite, but there's parts that are too long. And yeah, I know I said it wasn't too long, but here's what I'm saying. In the anime, around the same time as Dressrosa, I keep talking about Dressrosa. Around the same time as Dressrosa, the recaps become like super long, like 6 to 8 minute recaps. Like, what is going on? Like, I want some new material in this chapter. Let me just see what's going on. And it just felt like, this is dumb. And I'd hate to be the person that was waiting week to week just to get a third of their new episode to be part of the last episode. That's really got to irk some people. And it felt like a betrayal to me, to be honest. I know probably in the manga that it probably doesn't have the same problem. You know, I know that there's some like flashbacks and things like that in it, but it probably doesn't have the same recap problem because you're just reading it like chapter after chapter. I don't mind that it's slow in some parts. Like, it divulges more information. You get more storylines with characters that, you know, you seem that aren't that important. You get a better understanding of who they are. It's all really good stuff. So I don't mind the pacing. I just hate that the anime caused it to kind of slow down in one bit, in that one chunk. But other than that, I love the long stories, okay? You get your favorite, you know, piece of media and you wish there was more of it, right? And One Piece is like the answer to that. Like, how much can people keep wanting more until it's too late, you know? Until it goes too far. We'll find out. Things I loved in this. I love the story. I love Luffy's ability to read people in like dire situations. Not like just, you know, read them constantly like, oh, I'm 5 moves ahead of you and things like that. Like, he's freedom incarnate, okay? He's really he knows when somebody's like dreams and hopes are being crushed, and he can tell what they need in that moment. It's so beautiful. I love the stories behind each of the Straw Hats being like, there's like 2 stories to every Straw Hat. There's them joining the crew, and then there's them declaring that Luffy will become king of the pirates. It's very good. And I think that layering of the story, it causes it to have a level up on other storylines. You know, you see that like these very charismatic protagonists, just like they beat up somebody or they save somebody and like, oh, I believe in you now. But like there's like a tier system to this, and I think that's what gives One Piece a level up. And I love that they change clothes over time. It's not the same red shirt. It's a red shirt in a kimono now, or it has some frills. It just depends what island they're on. I saw the cover art for some of the Egghead Island, I think it's called. I didn't want to read too much into it. And yeah, that's my top likes and dislikes I just can't think off the top of my head. And there's probably more I can go in depth with. If there's anything in particular you want to know more about, at least my opinion, or anything that's from the manga, not the anime, I'm going to be starting a series where I compare the two, between the manga and the anime. I'm going to go volume by volume and see how things are. And we'll see how that goes. But yeah, those are my opinions. Thank you so much for watching, and go have some fun.